This is the story of my life's great journey.
Almost 20 years ago, as a primary student in the Chinese province of Nanjing, my parents made the drastic decision to uproot my entire family and head to Singapore. I had never heard of Singapore, and it was terrifying to know I'll be leaving all my childhood playmates. But for all I know, that would be the best decision my parents have ever made for me. As the American writer Mark Twain said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Singapore presented a whole arsenal of opportunities, and it was an entirely different ballgame. Adapting was difficult for both me and my family, and it was especially so because many of my friends gave me ridiculous nicknames, poked fun at my rounded belly, and worst of all, they laughed at me for simply being Chinese. However, behind this mean laughter, I was growing through adversity. As Epicure has said, you don't develop courage by being happy in your relationships every day. You develop it by surviving difficult times and challenging adversity. To get stronger, I challenged myself to shed my weight, train to be stronger and fitter than anyone in my school. I was then in the wushu team, and every single training, the coach would let us do a 3-round run around the campus. There was this treacherous upslope, and I remember how everyone would stop and walk because they knew that the coach was going to give us push-ups, duck hops, in interval style before training even begins. I knew that this was my opportunity because where others saw an unconquerable slope, I saw the perfect chance to overtake everyone and push myself to my limits. I never once came in second. Gandhi once said, "Man often becomes what they believe themselves to be. If I believe I cannot do something, it makes me incapable of doing it. But when I believe I can, then I acquire the ability to do it, even if I didn't have it in the beginning." Life would seem to cruise evenly, but as the waves would always have its ups and downs, I enlisted in the Singapore Armed Forces, where I would learn the most important lesson in my life. Back then, I fraudulently claimed meals while my ma'am was on a course. And being the little thief, bad seed I was, I even influenced most of my peers to do the same. And as karma would slap me so hard on the face when a unit commander found out and threatened to put me into the detention barracks, the army prison. My ma'am then put her career on the line for me, promising harsh punishment in exchange for a redeeming chance for me. I received 12 extras, and those 3 months spent on duty taught me that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in a moment of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Soon after my days serving in green, I will be catapulted into university, young, fresh, foolish, and without a single clue what I wanted to do. I knew then that this had to change if I were to ever achieve significance in life. I challenged myself to accomplish 2 things that I absolutely would not have done in the past. One of which was to become a leader, be it in posting or simply by being the first to share ideas in any discussion. I would learn that being an example is not the main thing in influencing others. It is the only thing. It is also during this time that I discovered my own unique skill set, and that is problem solving. Not just blasting through everyone ruthlessly, but by being innovative and at times rule-breaking. It was this spurt of energy that dared me to be different to take a lead among my generation and make a difference. I founded the company Floatilla along with my trusted partner, Xia Yang. And our company vision is to preserve happiness, to capture and escalate happiness throughout society. I am reminded of another great leader, Steve Jobs, and his famous Stanford University commencement speech, during which he said that the biggest lesson he learned from this guy was that you should always live every day as if it was your last, because someday you will be right. Every day, we are making a choice about how we live, how we interact, and how we can change the world. We do not choose to be born. We do not choose our parents. We do not choose the country of our birth. We do not. Most of us choose the time and conditions of our death. But within all this realm of choicelessness, we do choose how we shall live. 50 years ago, our late founding father, Minister Mentor Lee Kuan Yew, made a choice that if we were to stand alone in the Malayan Peninsula as a single red dot, he will not allow Singapore to fail.
Whoever governs Singapore must have that iron in him, or give it up. This is not a game of cards. This is your life and mine. I've spent a whole lifetime building this. And as long as I'm in charge, nobody's going to knock it down. And even from my sick bed, even if you are going to lower me into the grave and I feel that something is going wrong, I'll get up.
50 years later today, as we celebrate SG50, we are extremely fortunate to bask in the success story of a well-founded nation that's envied by all in the world. And for that, our dear MM Lee paid with his life. But his words of inspiration will forever be the guiding principles of our startup company, Floatilla. To be successful in a profession or in business, to become wealthy, cannot be compared to making the lives of your fellow men better. This can bring immense satisfaction. 50 years later and beyond, we will be embarking on a journey to create something that can make the lives of everyone better. And we would like to invite you to join us on this life's great journey in happiness. Here's what we will want to do to make it happen and how you can help us make it a reality.
Now, allow me to detail how Floatilla's business development will pan out in 2016. In the coming mid-January, Floatilla would have finalized its cooperation with AA as previously discussed. This includes 10K funding as committed by Sunny, following our achievement of said milestones. In addition, we also receive 1K per person recruited for AA, defined as passing 3 exams and getting RNF licensed. Finally, we will be simultaneously beginning our application development. Next, in mid-February, we will submit our official tender for vendor spot in NUS. Also, we will start establishing contacts with potential partners like restaurants, caterers, various CCAs, and school societies. Subsequently, in April, we'll have the first draft of our Floatilla Cafe construction and budgeting plan. Also, to follow up from February, we'll finalize the list of partners that have confirmed their participation in our inaugural Play at NUS application. They will then form the pillar of our Play at NUS application beta test. By mid-May, we expect to secure the approval of our construction plan by NUS. For that purpose, we'll then start sourcing for contractors and suppliers. From late May to early June, Floatilla will be having its Series A funding round, which aims to raise 250K for expansion plans. Cafe construction will then begin immediately after this. In July, the 3 months long beta test for our Play at US application is expected to transition into alpha test round. Invitation of PM Lee and other VIPs like Sunny and Chuan to our cafe opening ceremony will also commence. In mid-July, we'll commence the setup of Floatilla staff training system and the hiring of cafe permanent staff. In preparation for branching out of NUS, we'll also establish contacts with other major tertiary institutions like NTU, SMU, SIM, SUTD, etc., bringing our total reach to nearly 200k. After National Day, with the end of our Play at NUS alpha test, we'll have the final review of our application before its official launch. It is expected to coincide with the start of school term in most tertiary institutions across Singapore, making it the ideal time to finalize our collaboration details with them. 1 month later, our Play at NUS application will officially launch with the support of our official marketing campaign in NUS. By then, we'll also finalize our orders for cafe equipments and supplies. In October, we'll hold our Series B funding round with the target of raising $1 million SGD to support our rapid expansion in the near future. Next, we'll officially begin our major marketing efforts for Play at NUS franchise in other major tertiary institutions. As the end of the year draws near in late November, cafe construction and renovation would have completed. In preparation for the coming opening of Floatilla Cafe, the training of staff members will commence and coincide with the arrival of major cafe equipments and supplies. Lastly, we'll be having the highlight for the year, the official opening of Floatilla Cafe. It is now surely expected to have a big impact on the school life due to the hype that was previously created by the launch of Play at NUS. In addition, PM Lee is also expected to grace our event for his opening address. Other VIPs like Chuan, Sunny, NUS President, etc. are also expected to arrive for the ribbon cutting ceremony. The star-studded ensemble will not go unnoticed, as we plan to maximize the local media attention by inviting all major local media outlets through our connections. As NUS school term draws to a near, AA is invited to be the first to take advantage of our Floatilla platforms, online and offline, to bolster its summer internship and recruitment efforts.
I've summed up Floatilla's first step towards SG100. We talk about SG100, but what about us? In 2015, we are a young company. By 2065, we at Floatilla will be one of the pillars for SG100. We invite you to join us on this journey towards SG100. AA and Floatilla, hand in hand, let's carry Singapore towards SG100!